This is the final fan-voted list that lasted for I don't even know how long. This huge saga of 6 videos was very interesting. So, in this video, we're ranking the giant battles, but you guys decided which one was your favorite. And I also did my personal giant battle ranking, so info card if you want to see it. But see this one first, because at least you'll be able to see what people voted for. So, then you can compare it to my opinion of the giant battles. But other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and if you don't, then I will put you in the mothership, and then you're gonna have to get your head sucked on by a machine, and that's not an enjoyable experience, so make sure to like and subscribe. And also, leave in the comments down below which one you voted for, or if you didn't vote for any giant battle, then tell me which one you would have voted for. But other than that, let's get started. I do feel really bad for that one person that voted for Mount Pajama, but in reality, it does not deserve any votes. Or at least I'm glad that it only got one and it got last place. Even though this isn't my least favorite giant battle, it's definitely the most forgettable one. And I don't like this fight, and it's mainly because it's a repetitive fight, especially for someone like me. Now, if you guys have seen the giant battle ranking, you guys know that I don't have a stylus, which will come into play in the later fights, but we'll talk about that a bit later. The reason why that it's annoying is because of the drill stomp. The drill stomp is almost impossible to get an excellent for if you don't have a stylus. And that means that you just have to use jumps. Because I can consistently get goods with the drill stomp, but a jump just does more damage than getting a good. So it takes longer for me to fight this boss than more people. So that's already repetitive, as well as when they're trying to mix it up when he grows huge with his volcano parts, and they have to use the hammer chop and the hammer uppercut, which I do like the hammer uppercut, it's very simple, but you have to just knock him down again, he falls over, and then you have to do a jump or a drill stomp. That's all this fight is. Use hammer uppercut, then jump, or do a drill stomp. That's it. This guy might have a bit of unique attacks, but in reality, I don't care, because they're easy to dodge and they're not really that memorable. So, it's not a very good fight in my opinion, and I do think that it deserves last place, even though it isn't my least favorite giant battle. The Z-Keeper is such a cool concept, and I really like the visuals in this fight, but oh my god, this gets ruined by the 3DS gyro controls. I don't like when the 3DS uses gyro controls. I don't like it when they use it in the drop chopper. I don't like it when they use it in a battle that we'll talk about a bit later on this list. And I don't like it in the Z-Keeper fight, because it's not necessary. You could just use a circle pad, it doesn't enhance the experience, and it's just annoying to control, especially because if you get hit, it doesn't feel like it's your fault, it just feels like that the controls messed you up. And yeah, it definitely is applied here. It sucks, because I really like when you travel through dimensions, I really like the visuals of it, but the controls just mess it up and just sour my opinion on this fight so badly. And might I add that these attacks are really difficult to dodge in hard mode. Not the gyro controls, but any attack that you aren't traveling dimensions are just so difficult to dodge, because if you mess up once or twice, then half your HP is gone. It's just gone. And you can't heal because you have to constantly chase the Z-Keeper, which I really like as a concept, but in reality, the attacks are just so difficult to dodge that it's just not fun to fight this guy. Now again, I really like the visuals and I really like the Z-Keeper's dialogue, but in reality, the controls just totally mess up this boss fight and kill my enjoyment for it. I'm genuinely surprised that the first giant battle is as good as it is, and I think it definitely is this high for me personally, not just because that this is a good fight, I think it's just an average fight compared to Bowser's Inside Story giant battles, but also because I dislike 3 of the 5 giant battles in this game. But in reality, I really like this fight because of just the little things that are in here. Obviously, the concept with the sandstorm is pretty cool, and it also is a hidden tutorial. And that hidden tutorial, which I'm not annoyed at, is that you had to problem solve which one you should use between the hammer chop and the jump. Now, if you're a new player and you don't know how to tell, it can definitely be annoying, but in reality, I really like the concept of just teaching you which one should I use, and that's obviously added more and more for more attacks that you get. So I really like that. The simple stuff, again, just overshines the whole fight in general. Stuff like the tornadoes in the background, where he just uses a tornado attack, which is a bit difficult to dodge, but it's not horrible. And then he just sends it in the background, and you have to use a hammer chop to actually knock the enemy into it, and then he just soars into the air. And let me say, it's pretty satisfying when he just lands on the ground, and he just looks destroyed. It's pretty nice. As well as that electro ball attack, which is kind of disappointing that you can't dodge it at first, but after you learn the rhythm mushroom, he does that attack again. And then you swing your hammer, and then you have to repeatedly tap with your hammer to send that electro ball back. And unlike a different boss that we will talk about later, I really like the situation where you have to tap crazily, because it's not really hard to dodge, and it's pretty satisfying when you knock the electro ball into him and he's just all shocked and he just tries to go back to you, but he's all destroyed. So I really like that. Again, the little things just really overshine this fight, and I think it's a bit underrated. But again, I just think that this is my second favorite one, because 3 of the 5 fights I just don't like. Earthquake is my personal favorite giant battle, and the one I actually voted for. And the reason why is because it's actually a better version of the Tower of Yik fight that you have in Bowser's Inside Story. And first reason why is because I just like Earthquake better, because he's more threatening. Secondly, I like that you just have to repeatedly use your hammer to actually do damage to him, where in Bowser's Inside Story you just have to punch him to get him back down. As well as just swinging your hammer just to send him into the stratosphere is pretty satisfying. As well as, again, the little things. I really like some of his attacks, and you really have to think which one you actually want to get rid of. I'm thinking about that block attack where either you have to duck, you have to use your hammer, or jump, I don't remember which one, or they heal him, and you have to just realize which one does what, and I really like that. The second thing is when he just turns into a hammer, and then you have to swing or duck. I really like that. When he forms a ball, I like all of his attacks. I'm not going to ramble on too long. But the most controversial thing, for me personally, that you guys might think I would dislike, is the armor. And it's because you have to use a bros attack to actually get rid of it. But the reason why I'm fine with the bros attack in this scenario is because it doesn't matter what rating you actually get. You can just completely bomb it and all of his armor is still gone. So, in my opinion, the reason why I really like this fight is because I don't find a single flaw about it. Where every other fight I can just find something that I don't like, but for this fight, I just don't. So I actually enjoy it. Even though I did die here, I still enjoyed fighting this boss. And that's not something I can really say about number 1. I knew this fight was gonna get number 1, and it's really disappointing for someone like me, because this might be one of my least favorite bosses in any Mario RPG. And I don't want to talk about all the negatives I have with this fight, so I'm just gonna have an info card for the Do I Like video that I did on Giant Bowser. So I'm just going to talk about the main positives and just the real big negative I have of this fight. But the big positive is that before you get to the Beyblade section, I like this boss a decent amount. I don't think it's better than Earthquake, but I do like this boss because its attacks are pretty cool, even though hard to dodge. I like the concept of the Shy Guys destroying your path. I like having to jump on Bowser to just get rid of the grate. Again, I really like his attacks. I actually like the really first attack, where he just charges into you, and then you have to scribble on the screen, and they have to push him back, and then you have to dodge him, and then he just falls into the lava. I really like that attack, and it's actually one of my favorite personal attacks from the Mario RPGs. It's really cool, and it's kind of threatening. Also, I really like that you're fighting Giant Bowser in his dream, and I really like the atmosphere. But first things first, the Beyblade section isn't my least favorite thing about this fight, but it is bad. Again, like the Z Keeper segment, the gyro controls are just really annoying and not needed. And this part of the fight, is just really boring and not great. And it definitely is annoying if you didn't do enough damage to Giant Bowser, because if you didn't do enough, then that means that you have to knock him into the lava more and more times, which isn't fun, and it means that it makes the boss longer, which is annoying. But the worst thing about this fight is the last phase, where he grows huge. And I know that not many people really have a big problem with this fight, but let me tell you something right now. And I think most people know this that are not new to my channel, that know me. But for people that are new, it took me 20 attempts to get past the Giga Giant Bowser phase. And the reason for that is because I don't have a stylus. So every single time he tried to attack me in hard mode, I could not dodge his attack and I would die. So I had to repeat that 20 times until I just finally gave up and I got my Wii U gamepad stylus, and then I died again, and then I had to do it finally one more time, and then I finally got it. And oh my god, I like the final star segment. I like the diving star. I think it's really cool. I like that it has the just music that Luigi used to grows huge. But it was so stressful, and again, I like that. But just when I defeated him, I wasn't feeling enjoyment, and I was like, finally, I killed him. I don't want to deal with this fight anymore. And I was so tired of this fight. And every single time I go back to this fight, I'm just gonna hate it every single time I go to it. And again, it's a personal experience, but it's annoying because most of the time it's the controls. And it's the main reason I don't really care for giant battles, because most of the time it uses the stylus, where I just prefer to use the buttons. I'm done rambling on about this fight. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you didn't actually subscribe yet, and you lasted this long, you might as well subscribe. And I did hope that you guys enjoyed this fan-voted list saga that I did. I might do something like this again in the near future, but at the end of the day, my next video will be about Dream Team, and I did hope you guys enjoyed this video.